Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. And today we are kicking off my Christmas in July series. I'll be posting videos this week and next week for that. The following week will be my Christmas launch, which I'm super excited about. I mentioned it in yesterday's video, so if you missed that, you can go back to that, and I kind of gave a hint as to what is coming. And yeah, I'm super excited. Pretty much all of the videos this month, other than my planner page and potentially the Get Creeping, we'll see. That one also might be Christmas themed, so we'll be doing a lot of Christmas videos this month as I ramp up my stash for Christmas. And today we are starting with, of course, the Postage Collage dies. I absolutely love these. If you guys been here for any length of time, you know that I've done quite a few videos on these. I might also have to make a separate playlist like Amy R does for hers, because she uses them quite a bit too. I think she has one for her like mushroom dies as well, which I find hilarious and love it so much. But yeah, I think it's just good to have a playlist of, products you use a lot of the time, especially with this, because it gives a lot of inspiration, layout ideas, and just like different ways to use it. So today we're using the Waffle Flower Postage Collage die, as well as the Postage Collage Blocks die, which cuts out those inner portions of the stamps, and you can like kind of color them separately and glue them onto the backings later. I also have the stencil for these, so you could also stencil these in with color and stamp them. But I decided that I was going to create my own little scenes, and I'm using Mama Elephant's Holiday Biddies stamp set for that. I bought the stamp set a couple years ago and I really haven't used it. Been meaning to use it. I've used it a couple times now. I used it for another video recently, and just wanted to use some of my smaller stamps on these because they're like perfect for this die set. And we're gonna be using the ornaments, the snow globe, and a sweater. I did originally do a different sweater, which I just completely cut out of this video because it made it an extra like 5 minutes long. It took me a long time to color it. I had two sweaters originally on this panel. I did this one and another one beside it. And then when I went to go stamp the sentiment over top of it, it kind of got lost. And I decided to redo it. So I end up going back to using only the single sweater, and I stamped one of the ornaments on it for that sweater. The sweater in this stamp set comes with a whole bunch of different little images you can put on it. There's like a snowflake, a snowman, a Christmas tree, there's just a bunch of different little images. And in my original image, I had one with the snowman and then one with the ornament, so it kind of tied back to the other two stamps that I'm working on. But I decided to just use the ornaments to kind of bring it down because of the way I laid it out. The little ornament stamp will go at the top right corner, and then this one kind of goes along the bottom. And the way the sweater's portioned, it's at slightly off center of the card, I guess. So it just kind of like brings that theme throughout. The snowman would have done the exact same thing. The snowman's the same as the one in this snow globe. I think it's just a bit smaller to go on the sweater. But yeah, it was super adorable, and I love the way it was colored. You kind of like get a flash of it a bit later, because I don't even remember why I had placed it like that, but I brought it back out because I really did like the way I colored it. But again, like the way I stamped the sentiment on it, it just kind of blended into the background and it didn't look good, so I just decided to simplify it a bit and then scale it back. So you won't actually see me color the sweater. I think I did it off screen and then just kind of started filming again afterwards because I was a little frustrated with this card. Also, when I was doing these cards, it was very humid here in Toronto, and for some reason, the ink doesn't want to dry as well in the humidity. Like, this is the only time I have a problem with the Lawn Fawn ink is when it's humid out, because it's just like, I guess there's just so much moisture in the air, it's not helping the dye ink dry. Normally it soaks right into the paper, dries right away, no problem. Sometimes you have to wait a minute or two maybe to color, but like I've just been struggling with the images kind of like bleeding and smudging. So let me know if anybody else has that problem. Do you live where it's hot, kind of thing? Do you have problems with your supplies as well during different seasons? It's probably a thing, but you don't really hear people complain about it. But yeah, so on some of my cards, I think I end up one of them, I think I stamped the images the day before I colored them, and then another one I just heat embossed it and colored it afterwards because it was just better to do it that way and not get the smudgy lines. This one was not as bad, but I think the one for my video on Friday, I decided to heat emboss it because I didn't want it to smudge at all. But anyway, getting back to the card, in order to keep all of the stamps like pretty cohesive, I am going to color all the backgrounds in this like tealy color. And on this snow globe, I decided to add like a darker vignette to it just so it looked like it was kind of glowing a little bit. On the ornaments, I left it a bit lighter. And then I also do the same kind of like vignette look on the bottom one. I maybe should have like went back and done it on the ornaments as well, but it doesn't look terrible. And I think because of the smaller image, it implies that maybe it was cut off before that started or something. But I just thought it would, add a cohesion to it. And just if you were to buy this as like, say, a stamp set to put on your cards and whatnot to mail out, then they would all kind of like coordinate together in the same set. So that was kind of my thinking when I was doing this. I did bring out the cancellation marks. I do have the Christmas ones, but I didn't end up using them because I didn't want to cover any of the coloring that I did, because it took quite a while to do all these little images, especially since I did this longer one twice. So there's the image there. If you want to pause it, you can see how it was colored. But yeah, so to finish things off, I'm just adding a bit of my glitter gel pen to the sweater, a little bit of highlights to the ornaments, and then same with the snow globe. I think I add it to the snow, maybe a few dots in the background. And the pattern paper I used for the background is from Lawn Fawn's Nitpicky collection. I found this pack at the Scrap Fest that I went to in April in Kitchener, and probably should have picked up a couple of packages. It's a few years old, but they still had quite a few of them, and I had samples sent with another order previously, so I had a little bit of the paper, but not much. But I absolutely love just like the background and how it like fills everything out. And I can use that as like, if you have a busy background, you can put less images on things. If you're the type of person who likes to do busier cards, just use a pattern paper so you don't have to make it as busy. It really helps out. But yeah, that's pretty much our card for today, guys. I'm just gonna prop this up on some foam tape and then we're done. So I'll be back again on Friday for another Christmas card. And they're all pretty simple for this series. I didn't do too much or go too overboard. Might do that more in my Christmas series in November. Usually I do it in 3 levels of like easy, medium, more advanced. But for July, I usually try to keep it as simple as possible. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. And until next time, thanks guys. Bye.